Hello and welcome to Architecture Beyond podcast. I'm Brennan Aaron Gibbs, your host, also founder and director of I'm the Studio courses. I'm an architect and innovator. I like to do cool things architect as well as take valuable conversations with people I think are doing something important and valuable for their communities, for their stakeholders. And I like to put them on the air to share with you. Thank you for listening. This is 2024. I definitely want to say Happy New Year's to everyone who's been watching. Or if you're new to Architecture Beyond, welcome to this season and our episodes. We have talk with leaders, influencers, founders, sketchers, just visionaries of all sorts and levels, and gotten valuable insights from them. And this year is not going to deviate from that topic. In fact, I'm very thankful for the people I've already started as I do a pre recorded podcast that I actually have some great interviews that are already lined up. But in the same sense, I have also great people that I'm talking to and on my target list to get on the podcast to share their insights and get some interesting stories that really go around the world of architecture, that don't get stuck in some of the day-to-day minutia, that don't just cover the cliche topics, but are actually getting to the heart of a valuable, unique story that any architect can take and be inspired by and motivated to reach new levels, to have more enjoyment where they are, and also to understand that there is more to what they're doing and it's more valuable. I was part of the AIA and part of NOMA, the Architecture Institute of or American Institute of Architects, as well as the National Organization of Minority Architects. Those two organizations have been instrumental in helping me get really value as an architect. I know I left school and was wondering, which places to go next. I'm very happy for the studios I work with, including my graduate studio with Patrick Shoemaker and Zaladid Architects. I'm happy to have worked with Theosporopolis and Minimum Forms, as well as the places I went afterwards, learning from architects in various communities across the U.S. Now I just a little disclose a little bit. I'm so happy to actually have worked with one of my guests, Joseph Cole with Coach Architecture and Design. We're doing some incredible things that you can check their media. Also, maybe share some of that media as well. It's valuable to me that as well as doing a podcast talking about architecture, I also love to be involved, and I'm glad the people I've worked with. I'm also very happy for new things happening with I'm the Studio in terms of the courses that I make to educate architects. Let me go back a little bit. After just this greatness of appreciation that I have to talk about a little bit of the things that are inspiring to me and different lessons from the greats that have helped me and I think will, impact this year. Like, have you ever been in a room where there's so many, I don't know, dignitaries, people of influence, people who have accomplished, and you felt out of place? Well, one thing is I found that sometimes it's sort of the opposite with architects. We have a grandiose perspective sometimes because of where we started out in school. You're not designing like small thing; you're designing this big thing, and sometimes that can work against us and against our real value, because just because we do something big doesn't mean that we don't understand other people, that we have to operate and what maybe in a faith perspective might be called as pride. I have a Christian background, which I'm very thankful for, but there's a value in the humility, no matter the scale of project you're working on. And some of the people that have accomplished the most had the greatest impact. It could be connected to net worth, but it's also influence, and I think actually valuable influence by people who care about people is actually more valuable than just maybe having a lot of money or power. And I hope to sort of push the value of that because I think architects who are in an industry that could very well in a lot of ways look like it's serving the rich, but it's actually a channel to value and help communities in various scales. I feel that we as the biggest value as communities who work together to accomplish things that benefit everyone is valuable. It's not just a sustainability wish, or maybe one side has this thing. I think we should know that working together is our best opportunity. And so that's where I hit off to understand what are some of the lessons that the greats have gone through. And in this episode, I'm just really giving a little bit of a vision behind what's going to happen this year as I'm helping shape episodes that talk about valuable, insights for architects, talk about people who have accomplished in various levels, so that any architect who could hear could see themselves where they are going forward. Not to say that someone is greater or worse than you. I think the thing that we have in our industry, which is, internship, maybe apprenticeship to mastery, it's not something that anyone should ever feel excluded at. I feel that that's part of the value of our industry, that it's someone's skills and abilities, um, you know, where you could be impacting your community in just a few years with architecture. I love that about programs like NOMA, and National Organization of Minority Architects, teaching kids, they can impact their community, they can become architects. It's not just a thing of privilege. At the same time, there's a great responsibility, myself being licensed, and those who have that impact, to make stakeholders of the community and inspire. So I will talk about some people that impacted me. I would definitely start off with my family. I'm thankful for the imaginativeness of my father, who always told me to consider the source in life, and also, in some sense, that impacted me to consider my source. What's really inspiring and motivating me? I want to make sure that's going to be the right elements. And that's how I got motivated when I was wondering, would I continue with architecture a couple years back. I had to find the right motivations myself. And I think every architect has to do that to really be mindful about what they are, because the industry does have a big impact. It's impact socially, politically, as well as environmentally. And so the idea is, when I see things like Google being a large impactful company, yet focusing on lead sustainable credits that are for all of their buildings to be of zero carbon impact, because they want to make sure to give back. They don't just want to make big buildings that make them a lot of money. They want to make sure they're not destroying the environment. And so I think that even if you're a smaller company or a smaller client or a smaller firm, these are some things that are actually really valuable. And so as we start to figure ways to consider our source, that's something that we could be looking at. What are initiatives that are around us? What scale can we start to integrate something that will help our communities? Also, I love the inspiration from my mother. She's a medical doctor. She always told me to think about community. She directed me to always be thinking back, and sometimes it feels actually, when going to architecture communities, that I'm around a church, because it's like going back to church. At the same time, these are our colleagues. These are the ones doing our work with us. So we need to consider them and learn from them, as well as look into ways to give back. And that's part of the mentorship and training that I do with I'm the Studio. And I think that that's something that's going to continue, and I will look at that. And another set of greats, after just talking about my family, besides my faith as well, where I look at maybe leaders in faith, as well as leaders in the world, like Martin Luther King, among several leaders that have had a dream, had a vision. I know that in architecture, I don't have any bad thoughts about the impact from Frank Lloyd Wright or Le Corbusier in my early years. And though I definitely love now, as I learn more about Paul Revere Williams and other architects who are making, pretty much, though they're of an old generation, their impact is being revealed. And as I learn them, I grow a lot wiser. I think about those as I design, to say, hey, look, what are the things I can do? And also, how can I be better in my generation? I will say that those lessons from the greats have helped me, and again, what my lessons were as a child are also pushing, as I'm also a father, and I haven't really talked too much about that. At the same time, that's actually a major part of my life. I feel that family and taking care of your health, your mind, your soul, these are actually valuable. And those are things that I definitely want to help on the podcast to sort of support architects where they are. Even as we may be aiming for great goals of design, or if it's impact in maybe business or some sense in the design world, we also want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. And so that's going to be part of some of the shows that you're going to see, and some of the conversations that really are going to help this architecture beyond. Just really dream for architects that are better at every level come to pass. I want to say that I want to let people know about the nature of this podcast. This is something that I've invested into. I'm glad for my partnership with the course platform Think Parametric. They're leaders in their industry. They've hosted some of the courses I, been commissioned to make, and it's helping a lot of people lead with their skills. The idea is you don't have to be the highest paid in the firm to be doing really valuable work. And the idea is, different compensation things are valuable in architecture. In fact, some of the articles tell how to get more valuable so you have better return. But some people want to start firms. Some people want to design better houses. Some people want to write the specifications. Some people want to lead the construction administration team. And all those are really valuable parts, even of a small design firm. But the AE industry is very vast. In working and understanding different consultants, maybe structural engineers, people working in plumbing, mechanical, or technology. Like all of those trades have very valuable impacts in what we do in architecture. And so the idea is it's really valuable to have conversation with various of them. I definitely will aim to bring some of those different perspectives into the podcast, because I feel that makes a valuable architecture community. And so that's going to be definitely part of what's happening here. But again, about revealing sort of this podcast, I do fund it. I am putting my efforts because I think it's valuable. It's a valuable platform. If there are opportunities to get sponsors, I'll definitely make sure that those are going to be something that's compatible with helping that vision. It's not just something to get a lot of views. The idea is we have principles at Architecture Beyond, of course, myself being the host and founder. However, I definitely want to make sure to build that vision set as I bring in, because I love the collaborators I have with Think Parametric. I love what I'm doing. I'm the studio, the people I collaborate with. I also have courses in several other platforms. I love what we're doing to help people get to the next level. And so the idea is I'm investing, but I'm also partnered and connected to other stakeholders. And so, in that light, I am going to ask you, the viewer, who I'm glad if this is your first time or you listen to several episodes, to get involved this year in sharing the episodes. I love some of the hosts, my hosted guest now just sort of sharing and finding value to share the episode. But share any of the episodes. Find out things that you want to see on the show. If you're a previous guest, I'm definitely interested in new ideas as I'm coming to be more valuable to the architecture community. So definitely like, share, follow. Um, Give us your feedback so we can be the best podcast we can be. It's a great part of my life to be part of Architecture Beyond, and I definitely want it to be a great part of yours, and your contribution is greatly admired. Also, if you're interested in a sponsorship, or you know someone who would be interested in sponsoring, again, reach out to me on the I Am the Studio website. There's an Architecture Beyond link, so you can email to that. That's also hello at imthestudio.com for just general inquiries. I'm definitely open for that compatibility with Architecture Beyond. And so, in doing that, I know we're going to have successful 2024. It's great to get into this new year. I know it's starting really busy, having a growing family, working on a lot of projects. I love video, and I'm never gonna just give up something like Architecture Beyond. And I thank you for your support, the support of those around this community, and I aim to continue to do the great work and make impact that you have supported us to do, and also get to new levels as we help you get to new levels and also get inspired and informed with our podcast. Again, I'm Brandon Aaron Gibbs, host, founder of the Architecture Beyond podcast, as well as founder of I Am the Studio. Make a chance to check out our sites if you know that you're looking for training, or if you just want to stay tuned to the podcast. Again, we have a YouTube channel. It's all there, and we thank you for making it possible. I'm wishing you a great 2024. Stay tuned for the next episode as we go into incredible insights, talking with design technology manager Oliver Thomas at Big, and we have some other episodes as we are rolling it out. We'll let you know, so make sure to stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.